everyone. As I said, I want to start this session. I don't want to straight go into PPT, and honestly speaking, I'm not a great believer of PowerPoint presentation because when I was at your side, I found presentations very monotonous. So generally, I try and avoiding going by slide, but we have certain limitations that we're doing this session through online. So before I start this session, I want to ask a few questions to you, or I want to understand what do you know about Adani Group, and what do you know about our brand positioning? I'm sure you guys have gone through our website, social handles, a lot of information available in on the digital platform. So I see a hand raised from Manthan. Manthan, can you unmute and can you tell me what's your understanding of Adani Group?
Yes, hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, good morning, sir.
Good morning. You can call
So,
me, all of you can call me Satyam. Sir is not the designation or the way I want anybody to call me. So Satyam is good.
let me honor you, sir. No worries. So, sir, as per my knowledge, Adani has a very great, large sector across the India
Hmm.
and in India as well. So, there are different sectors which Adani handles, like infrastructure, gas, Adani Power,
Hmm.
Adani Grains, and Adani Airports as well. And recently, Adani Airports has got a bid
Hmm.
uh, by government in Ahmedabad and Lucknow, as per my knowledge.
Right.
Yes,
Great. Great. I think you know quite a bit. I want someone, Vineet. Vineet, can you tell me what do you know about our brand positioning? Have you gone through our social handles, digital handles, communication going out from group? Do you know what's our brand positioning?
Hello, good
Yeah,
morning.
Vineet.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Vineet.
Yes, sir. I have gone through the Adani portfolio since a long
Right,
time, and
right.
I have observed that Adani Group is into a large business, which totally focus on technical aspects like solar projects or infra projects, ports, airports. They are not into so much of public interacting businesses like FMCG. Business is there, Adani Wilmar, which focuses on food products. So how do you target audiences as in whole together? Because Adani Group is a very much good company throughout, like the whole world knows it, and the quality of products and the businesses you follow. So how do you focus your target audience? The good life, good health is the motto.
Yeah, so I'll park this question aside because in the presentation I'll talk about this.
yeah,
But very interesting observation that you have about consumer interfacing businesses. So obviously, when we started, we were more towards large scale infrastructure led businesses like ports and logistics and power, mining operations, things like that. But as you see, going forward, we are more towards consumer facing businesses. We are getting into more and more consumer facing businesses.
Yes.
Adani Wilmar, which is the largest edible oil company in India today, is obviously an is obviously a consumer interfacing business. It's not only the oil, they also have a lot of other products which are recently added in the
Yes.
portfolio, like rice and soya and many other products. And going forward, they are going to add more products like soap. So, from an edible oil company, it's going to become a truly FMCG company dealing with multiple products. But that's not the only consumer interface business that we are into. We're also into gas distribution, right?
Yeah.
That's a B2C business wherein we are giving gas supply to the residents and to the industry directly. Then you have Adani Electricity, which is taken over from Reliance in Mumbai, where
Yes.
we are serving over 20 million customers in Mumbai. That's a B2C business wherein we are supplying power to the residents of Mumbai. There are two more players in Mumbai, Tata and this government organization, but our consumer base in Mumbai is the biggest compared to other two players. So that's also consumer interface business, and the airport business that you see is
Yes.
also going to be B2C business. So going forward, we are getting into more and more consumer interface business. So from an organization which was only into setting up large scale infrastructure aligned to nation's need, we're getting into more B2C businesses also, right? So the portfolio today, when you talk about it, is more towards energy, logistics is heavier towards that. But
Yeah.
going forward, you will see more and more business, like we are getting into data center business. Now, this data center will also deal with B2B and B2C. Right. So going forward, we'll have a balanced portfolio towards consumer interface and infrastructure both. And we'll talk more about this in my presentation.
Yes.
I want someone else to raise hand who has understanding about or who's understood a bit about our brand positioning. Anyone knows what is our brand positioning? No one? All right, so I guess you guys have gone through website and you have a fair understanding about businesses, but I'll spend a little more time on talking about our brand positioning. What do we stand for, and why our businesses, the businesses that we are into, are so critical for a growing nation like India. So I'll get into a presentation. As I said, I don't want to make this presentation very monotonous. If you have any question, raise your hand and I'm happy to take questions in between. Also, during the presentation, I'm going to play some films. So if you want to keep your extra speaker ready or your headphone ready, I think that'll give you better audio clarity. And meanwhile, I'm getting into the presentation straight. Can all of you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
great. So the first slide that you see, my first question to you guys was, what is our brand positioning? Most of you were not aware of the brand positioning, or none of you were aware. That means we need to work harder on this, and we need to ensure that it is reaching out and our brand positioning is very popular and known. So what is brand positioning? Anybody has any idea about brand positioning, or can you tell me about which are the other brands who are popular for their brand positioning? Can someone raise your hand and tell me, what do you know about brand positioning and what does it mean? Why is it important for a brand? Any other brand that you recollect for its brand positioning?
I can see
Who?
two
Sir, I
hands.
think Apple, sir,
Yeah.
Apple, sir,
Yeah.
it has targeted only the costly, the rich marketed segment.
What is the brand positioning of Apple? They don't have a brand positioning, right? They don't have that one. What is Mahindra's brand positioning? Any idea about similar large conglomerate about their brand positioning? So let's say Mahindra is Rise, right? All the communication that you see, Mahindra is Rise. All the communication that you see from our side is growth with goodness. If you look at Reliance, they say growth is life, right? So brand positioning reflects who you are and how do you want to be seen amongst the masses, amongst the direct and immediate and extended stakeholders. So growth with goodness is our overarching brand philosophy. And this is what we live by. Anything and everything that we do, we ensure that we are always aligned to this brand positioning of growth with goodness. So what does it mean? Growth the way it meant to be. Growth is important, right? Without large scale infrastructure, without large scale infrastructures like port, power, road, country cannot grow, right? You need large scale infrastructure And for a country like India, where there are many challenges, the solution is really large-scale infrastructure. So that's the way to growth for a growing country. But what do we mean by that is growth the way it meant to be, which means that growth has to be inclusive. When you as an organization, you're growing, uh, it should benefit the country. It should benefit the people of this country. It should benefit the community around where you're operating. It should benefit all the stakeholders working with you indirectly and directly. You growing alone, but your community in the surrounding, your partners are not growing is not a real growth. So this is what we mean by growth with goodness, that anything that we do is contributing to the nation, is aligned with nation's interest. We always make sure that we take the community along wherever we are working, whether it is in India, outside India, we take community along. We ensure that when we as an organization are growing, our employees, our partners, and the community in the surrounding is also growing. And there are some classic examples that I have, which I cannot describe in so many words. So I have few interesting films. I'm sure that once you see those 3-4 films that I have, which I'm going to show you between the presentation, you will truly understand what do we mean by growth with goodness. What do we mean by this inclusive growth and the philosophy that we believe in, right? So that's our brand positioning, growth with goodness. And who are we? I mean, are we just the largest integrated organization, integrated infrastructure organization of the country, or we the largest goodness creator? I think both. We the largest integrated organization, and the goodness of the businesses and the benefits of the businesses goes hand in hand. So it's not just the largest business, but also largest goodness creator is what we are. And what drives this goodness? Our vision, which is pretty much there in our websites and our values also. So I'm not going to read this out. It is all available in public domain. But if you look at important keywords in this vision statement is enriching lives, nation building through infrastructure, and sustainable value creation, which is what I meant just now, right? I mean, it's not just about creating large scale infrastructure. It's about sustainable value creation and enriching lives of the people of this country. The values that we believe in are courage, trust, and commitment. This is what we expect all our employees, all our partners to believe in, to demonstrate in day-to-day life while they're working with us. And this is our brand structure. So this will kind of give you an idea about the kind of businesses we are into. So we have this philosophy of one brand, one vision. Unlike many other companies, we don't have multiple logos or multiple brand identity for multiple different businesses. For example, Westside, which is Tata Group business, or Tanishq, which is a Tata Group business, or Tata Motors, which is a Tata Group business, has a different brand identity for each of these businesses. And likewise, let's say Jio is different and Reliance Industries is different. So many of these organizations have different brand identity for different businesses, but we have this philosophy of one brand, one vision, which is why you will see only one logo. This Adani logo, color gradient logo, is the only brand identity that we have, which is extended to all our businesses. And which are our key businesses? So Adani Enterprises, what you see on the top are all listed entities. Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports and Logistics, Adani Power, Adani Transmission, Green Energies and Gas. Adani Enterprises are first listed entity. And if I have to say something about enterprises in one line, I would say that it is an incubator of the Adani Group. All the businesses, all the listed entities that you see today, Adani Ports, Adani Power, Adani Green Energy, and Adani Gas, they all have come out of Adani Enterprises. So all new businesses are started here in Adani Enterprises. Once they grow, once they mature, they become a separate entity, listed entity like what we have with ports and power and other companies. Right now, Adani Enterprises deals with our natural resources. When I'm saying natural resources, that's mining, trading, coal trading, bunkering business. Defense and aerospace, Adani Wilmar, which is our JV with Wilmar, Singapore-based company. Adani Solar, which is a manufacturing of solar cells and panels. And Adani Airports, which is our upcoming business. We've got license to operate 6 airports in India today, and going forward, we'll look for more airports. But as we speak, we have 6 airports with us, and in this year itself, we will take over 3 airports, which are Ahmedabad, Mangalore, and Lucknow. Adani Ports and Logistics is a business which deals with ports. We're the largest ports company with 10 ports in India, and from a company which was started as a single location port, which is India's largest port today, Mundra Port. We have 10 ports, and we are going beyond just a port company, and we aspire to become an end-to-end logistics company. So going forward, you'll see a lot of development in this company, which will be beyond just a port, and with a vision to become an end-to-end logistics company. Adani Power is a business into thermal power. We have a capacity of over 12,000 megawatts today. And we're the first company in India to introduce a supercritical technology which ensures lesser CO2 emission and much better in terms of efficiency compared to earlier power plants that we had in the country. Adani Transmission is a business which deals with supply of power and distribution of this. So let's say Adani power plants or any other power plant, whatever power they produce, this is transmitted from the network that we have to the distribution companies, and from there it goes to the end user. So we call this a pit to plug model. So when I'm saying pit to plug model, that means we have our presence in the entire value chain, starting from generating power using renewable energy or producing solar panels to using our transmission lines, supplying it to our own distribution company, which is Adani Electricity today in one city, Mumbai. Going forward, we might get into newer city, newer geography, and ultimately this reaches out to the end consumer. So in the entire value chain of this power business, we have our presence. Adani Electricity is a business that I just spoke to you about, which is in Mumbai. Adani Green Energy is a company into renewable business. We're largely into solar and wind projects right now, and going forward, we'll get into hydro also. Adani Gas is a gas distribution business, deals in PNG and CNG gas. We're operating in Ahmedabad, Baroda, and Faridabad today, but we've got license to operate in 30 more cities on our own and with our partner IOC. There are other businesses outside the listed entity, which are mentioned below, other businesses. Adani Australia, Adani Realty. Adani Australia has primarily 3 businesses. One is Abbot Point, which is a port operations over there, mining operations, and a railway. So these 3 businesses are part of Adani Australia. Adani Realty is into realty business. Shantigram Township that we have is one of the project of Adani Realty. We have our projects in Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Noida, Pune. These are the places where we have our projects ongoing. Adani Institute of Infrastructure, you guys are part of that. You guys know this entity very well. I don't need to talk much about it. Adani Capital and Adani Housing Finance are 2 businesses into finance business. Adani Healthcare and Foundation are part of our CSR arm, and the new businesses coming up in the family are data center, road, metro, rail, and water. So these are all the businesses that we are into. Our global presence, so we pretty much there in every state of the country, most of the city across the country. We have a fairly decent global presence with our offices in Australia, Singapore, Dubai, US. And this is our journey. So 1988 is when we started as a trading firm, and we are in 2020 today. So a journey of 32 years. Our chairman, Shri Gautam Adani, is the first generation entrepreneur, and it is a very young company, 32 years young company. What we've achieved in 32 years is something outstanding, and not because I'm part of Adani I'm speaking, but no other company in the country has achieved what we've achieved. And no other company has a model like us of integrated infrastructure in the country. So unlike other organizations like Mahindra, Reliance, Tata, which is a legacy of 150 years, and other organizations which are second generation, third generation, we're fairly young and we're doing great. And that's only because all our businesses are aligned with need of the hour for a growing country like India. These are a few quick numbers. Our employee strength and capacity of each and every businesses that we are into. I will not read this out because this information is very much available in the public domain. I would suggest that if you've already not gone through our websites, you should at least go through our listed entities website, which is Adani Group website, adani.com, and other 5 listed entities. That will give you a fair idea about who we are as an organization, but I'll not read them out for now. Our nation building foray. So what are the kind of businesses we are into? So Adani Green Energy is, as I said, a business into renewables, solar and wind is what we have in our portfolio. Going forward, we might add, or not might, we are going to add, and we are serious about adding hydro. We have an operating capacity of close to 6 gigawatts. Recently, we made an announcement of getting world's largest contract to build 8 gigawatts of solar energy, which is going to be in Rajasthan and Gujarat. This will take us to 15 gigawatts from 6 gigawatts today. And by 2025, we want to be 25 gigawatts of renewable energy. That will make us world's largest renewable company. So that's the vision that we have for coming 5-6 years. By 2025, we want to have 25 gigawatts of renewable energy portfolio, which is aligned with again India's commitment in the global platform to have more and more renewable energy powered projects in India. Ports and logistics. So I'll take a pause here, and I want to show a film to you guys. Instead of talking about more about the port business and power business, I want you to have a look at one film on Mundra. So Mundra is one place, I'm not too sure how many of you have visited Mundra, but Mundra is where we started from. The Mundra port that we have today is India's largest commercial port. The power plant that we have, thermal power plant, is a single location largest power plant in the world. The solar manufacturing plant that we have was the largest greenfield project of the world. The edible oil refinery that we have is India's largest. So that's one place where we have fairly large setup. The film that I'm going to show you will talk about Mundra as a location and what do I mean by growth with goodness and what do I mean by inclusive growth. What is the impact that our businesses has created before we got into Mundra, before we started business in Mundra, and what it is now, how we've transformed that region, and how it has impacted positively to the community of that people is what I'm going to show you in this film.
Satyam, sorry to interrupt. You might just need to switch the screen. We
Okay.
still can see the slide itself. So you might need to stop sharing and then share again, or maybe just switch the screen that you're sharing.
Okay, I will do that. Give me a minute. Can you see it now?
It's loading.
Yes, sir.
Is it audible?
It is audible. Yes.
I'm
I
sorry,
guess,
I forgot to
it's not
mention.
visible,
was it
sir.
audible? Was it? It's not visible.
So yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir,
what I
it's
was
not
about to
visible,
say.
but
It's
it's
not
audible, sir.
visible. Yeah, you might need to again just select the screen which is playing the video. You can see your folder, but not the video screen.
Okay, let me do that. Also, I'm doing this again, but meanwhile, just that lot of interviews that we have in this video are Gujarati. People who do not understand Gujarati I'm sure, will get a sense of what we're trying to communicate here. Is my black screen visible now? Video black screen?
Nope.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
What is visible on your screen right now?
Your video, sir.
Your video, sir.
So maybe the Teams panel, when you share, there are multiple screens when you scroll down. And from there, you have to pick the right screen which plays the video.
All right.
Alternatively, you can share the desktop with audio, and then you can share the screen, video which you want to share.
Is it visible now?
Yes, very much.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Great,
Is the
we have it.
audio available? Was the audio?
No. I cannot listen to the audio.
Yeah.
It's good now.
All right.
ઓગણીસો ને 94 સુધી જ્યારે અદાણી પોર્ટ સ્થિત થયું અને માનનીય શ્રી ગૌતમભાઈ અદાણીની જ્યારે મુન્દ્રામાં આવીને એને જોયું કે અહીંયા ડેવલપ થાય એમ છે ત્યારે પણ મુન્દ્રા શહેરની અંદર કોઈ સુવિધા નથી. ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર નામે પણ મીંડું, રેલવેની સુવિધા નહીં, વાહન વ્યવહારની પણ કોઈ સુવિધા નહીં, ટોટલી વિલેજ. ત્યારબાદ ધીમે ધીમે ઔદ્યોગિક વિકાસ થયો. શરૂઆતમાં અદાણી આવ્યું, SEZ આવ્યું, એની સાથે સંલગ્ન બીજી કંપનીઓ આવી અને મુન્દ્રાના વિકાસની ભરતી ચાલુ થઈ.
પહેલા તો અહીંયા બેરોજગારી હતી ઘણી અને એ ટાઈમે અમે નાના મોટા કામ કરી ગુજારો હલાવતા હતા. બેરોજગારીનો પ્રશ્ન બહુ મોટો સવાલ થયો છે, કારણ કે પહેલા તો શું હતું કે અહીંયા કચ્છ તો શું, મુન્દ્રા શું, પછી ગુજરાતના માણસો પર બહાર કામ કરવા જતા હતા. જ્યાંથી આ પ્લાન્ટ આવ્યો છે અને આજુબાજુમાં કંપની આવ્યો છે, એના લીધે બધું રોજગારી મળી રહી અને બીજા ગુજરાતના નહીં પણ અહીંયા બહારના લોકો પણ અહીંયા રોજગારી મેળવવા માટે આવે છે.
મુન્દ્રા અત્યારે ઔદ્યોગિક હબ બની ગયું છે. એને કારણે લોકોના ધંધા વિકસ્યા, જમીનોના ભાવ વધ્યા, મકાનો બન્યા, અર્થતંત્રમાં એટલો રૂપિયો ફરવા માંડ્યો કે લોકો જેની પાસે કાંઈ નહોતું, જે લોકો સાયકલથી ફરતા હતા એ લોકો 2-5 વર્ષ પછી 10 લાખની ગાડીમાં ફરતા હતા.
ખરેખર એ જીવન ધોરણ જ બતાવે છે કે ઉદ્યોગ આવવાથી, પોર્ટ આવવાથી, વધારેમાં વધારે પોર્ટ આવવાથી અને રોડ રસ્તા બનવાથી માછીમારોને, શ્રમજીવીઓને, ખેડૂતોને અને અહીંયાના સ્થાનિક લોકોનો વિકાસ થયો છે.
એવું છે કે જ્યારે જ્યારે વિકાસ થતો હોય તો સ્થાનિક માણસો તો વિકાસમાં એમને રસ જ હોય, પણ વિકાસમાં ઘણા એવા તત્વો હોય જે અવરોધતા હોય એમને.
હવે એ એક દાખલો છે મારો કે અહીંયા સ્થાનિક લોકો 5-7 જણા એ હાઈકોર્ટમાં કેસ લઈ ગયા અને પર્યાવરણના નામ ઉપર પોતા માટે કાંઈ કરવા માટે એ બધું વાંધો લીધો હતો. એટલો તો અમારે ખબર પડે છે કે આ પર્યાવરણનો એને લાગે નહીં કે પબ્લિકનો શું થશે કે શું નહીં થાય એની કોઈ ચિંતા બિલકુલ હતી નહીં.
પણ આ બધી મુદ્દાઓને, આ ચર્ચાઓને બહુ અવકાશ નથી, કારણ કે કંપની આવી એની સામે ફાયદાઓ અનેક છે. ઉત્પાદનની વાત કરીએ, ખેતીનું ઉત્પાદન તો આજે ખાસ ખારેકમાં તો નજરે જોઈ શકાય. આજે અદાણી ફાઉન્ડેશને આ બાબતમાં સારું કામ કર્યું છે કે લોકોને થોડી સહાય પણ કરી અને ખેડૂતો સારી એવી ડ્રીપ સેટ વસાવ્યા છે. એટલે હવે લોકો એ તરફ વળ્યા છે, સારી ખેતીની ટેકનોલોજી ઝડપથી અપનાવતા થયા છે.
મુન્દ્રા પોર્ટને કારણે ઘણી બધી કંપનીઓ 100 પાઇપવાળા પણ આવ્યા, ટાટા પણ અહીંયા આવી છે. બીજી રીતે જોવા જઈએ તો વેલ્સપન પણ એનું પોતાનું મોટું સામ્રાજ્ય ત્યાં સ્થાપ્યું છે. ઘણી બધી કંપનીઓ એટલે આવી કે પોર્ટની એક સુવિધા મળી.
પોર્ટ આવવાને કારણે જે એન્સિલરી ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ ઊભી થઈ ગઈ, એ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝમાં એમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ મળ્યું બધાને. અને એવું પછી જે ડેવલપમેન્ટ થયું છે જાદુઈ નગરી જેવું છે.
જ્યારે વરસાદ પડે ને ત્યારે અમારા ગામ બધા ગામથી અલગ થઈ જતું, કેમકે રસ્તાઓ જોડતા નહોતા. એટલે અદાણી પાવર આવતા એ બધા હાઈવો થઈ ગયા, પુલ બંધાઈ ગયા. હવે ગમે ત્યારે ગમે એવો વરસાદ પડે અમે બહાર પણ નીકળી શકીએ.
ત્યારે અદાણી પોતાની હોસ્પિટલ અહીંયા મુન્દ્રામાં ચાલુ કરી છે અને હાઈ ટેકનોલોજીના મશીનરી અહીંયા છે અને જેનાથી જે બહારની સાઈડમાં બધા ઓપરેશન થતા હતા એનું આજે બધું મેડિકલ અહીંયા મુન્દ્રા અદાણી હોસ્પિટલમાં થઈ જાય છે.
હું તો એમ માનું છું કે કચ્છ આખો મુન્દ્રા તાલુકો કિસ્મત વાળો છે.
જો આજે ઓફિસોમાં બેઠા છીએ, અમે ટ્રેક્ટરથી રખડતા, તડકો બધો સહન કરતા, આજે એસી રૂમમાં બેઠા અદાણીના પાવરના લીધે.
અહીંયાની સ્થાનિક પ્રજા પણ એમ ઈચ્છે છે કે હજી વધુમાં વધુ અહીંયા કંપનીઓ આવે અને મુન્દ્રાના વિકાસની આ જે દોડ થઈ રહી છે એમાં વધુ સહભાગી બને.
શિયાળે સોરઠ ભલો ને ઉનાળે ગુજરાત, પણ વરખામાં વાગડ ભલો અને મારો કચડો બારે માસ, પણ મારો કચડો પણ મારો કચડો બારે
All right, guys. So for those who are non-Gujaratis, I'm sure you understood what we're trying to say in the film. The interviews were in Gujarati because people there in Mundra speak Gujarati. for you to help, let me try and help you understand what they were saying. So they were saying that before Adani came and the scenario before 90s was that it was a small village with no facility, no schools, no infrastructure. During rain, even if agriculture was there, the village during rain, because there was no good infrastructure, the place, entire region was disconnected, and they were not able to transport, they were not able to travel from one place to another place. So it is not just about creating large scale infrastructure, setting up large businesses over there, but it has given employment to the people. Our CSR programs has done a fantastic job over there. The education ratio has increased drastically in that region. More schools have come up. More kids have picked up the school bags and started going to school. The farmers have been benefited with the intervention of our foundation team, and agriculture businesses also benefited. So that is what we meant, or that is what I meant by inclusive growth and growth with goodness. I'm sure that sometime in future you'll get an opportunity to go to Mundra, and when you go to Mundra, you'll witness this mesmerizing infrastructure that we have, and you'll be able to witness the impact that Adani Group has created over there. And is not a story of one location. This is not a story of just one location, Mundra. This is what we do wherever we go. And coming 2-3 films that I'm going to show you will demonstrate the same thing in other regions that we have done. So I'll switch to my presentation again. Ports.
You're absolutely, you're absolutely right, Satyam. Actually, every year we take our incoming batch, for a 3-day trip to our Mundra project. There, they get to see the entire ports operations, power operations, our Wilmar facilities and solar manufacturing facilities and all. Unfortunately, due to current circumstances, we are not able to do it as we speak. But definitely going forward, we do have plans, to take the batch there to see the magnitude of the way infrastructure projects operate and understanding the businesses and the processes there. So we will definitely, plan that once the situation normalizes.
Great.
Good point. Good point. Please carry on, please.
Yeah. So that's about ports and logistics business. Agri logistics business is what used to happen earlier. We are the first company in India to introduce this silo system in the country. What it does is that it reduces grain wastage during the storage and transportation process. The average waste while handling the agricultural products was close to 10%. But when it comes to agri logistics business of Adani and when it comes to our silos, it is less than 1%. Now that means a lot. This portion that I'm talking about, from 10 to 1%, you can't imagine how many people it can serve to in India. And this is a very big solution to a problem of hunger in India. You imagine that tons of agricultural product produced, because farmers cannot keep it with them. They have to give it to someone. They have to give it to government, or they'll give it to a facility like us, which is again working with the government. And when your wastage goes down by 9%, you can't even imagine how much of wastage we are stopping, and ultimately it's going to the people of this country. So it's a great initiative by the business itself. Even if there is no CSR angle to the business is contributing immensely to the farmers of this country and to the food wastage of this country. Transmission business, I told you briefly about Adani transmission business. This has two parts. We are India's largest transmission network today. We have our network across the country. What it does is that it takes the power from the power producers and it gives it to the DISCOMs, and then DISCOMs will distribute the power to the end user. So this is the backbone of entire power infrastructure of the country, or any country for that matter. And Adani Electricity is our distribution business, which is serving the people of Mumbai today. Adani Gas is a distribution business. We briefly spoke about it. It is catering to almost 0.44 million consumers today. And going forward, when we move from 3 cities to 30 cities, this number will drastically go up. Power is a thermal power generation business, 12 gigawatts, over 12 gigawatts of capacity that we have today, which is in Mundra, Tirora, Kawai, Udupi, Raipur, and Raigad. Now, the power distribution business that we spoke about, let me show you a small film on this, and this will help you understand why power distribution business or this entire energy business so important for the country. While all of you understand that energy is so important, and during the lockdown, one thing we couldn't realize, or most of us couldn't realize, was that we were happily living with our family, we were having fun, we were watching television, we were watching Netflix, we were charging our mobile phones. We were able to do all that we were doing and live a comfortable life was because of that one thing, electricity. Imagine there was no electricity, what would happen? And that is because of our power warriors who are working to ensure that there is an uninterrupted supply of power, whether it is employees working in power generation business, whether it is employees working in transmission business, or employees working in power distribution business at Mumbai. They were working day and night while we were staying at home, and while we were following government advisory, they were working to ensure that we all get electricity at home and we live a comfortable life. So there's a small film on this, and my favorite film, which I'm sure all of you are going to love, and you will understand how important electricity is.
मेरा नाम सुनील गोपाल परेल। हम लोग अभी बचपन से इधर ही है। मेरे पिताजी का जन्म इधर का ही है, मेरे दादा के भी इधर ही जन्म था। हाँ, इधर ही।
ते खूप आता वर्ष बोला 2-3 पिढी ते गेली आमची।
बाप के टाइम से इधर ही। मूली बिली लेके जाता है, वो लकड़ी का उत्तन में जाता है, फिर आता है इधर अंधेरे में आता है, 7 बजे इधर पोहोचता है।
आता पूर्वी कसं लाईट नव्हती आमच्याकडे, रस्ता नव्हता, चालत जावं लागायचं आम्हाला कुठे कुठे. आता इथे रस्ता झालेला आहे तर कधीच रिक्षा तरी येऊ शकतो, पण पूर्वी तसं पण नव्हतं. चालत जायला आम्हाला लागायचं उत्तनला, 4-5 किलोमीटर आम्ही चालत जायचो बाजाराला.
हम लोगों को आने जाने में तकलीफ होता था, बिजली नहीं होती थी तो।
2007 से हम लोग इसके पीछे लगे। 2007 से हम लोग लाइट के पीछे था, क्योंकि हम लोग सब लोग उजाले में है और हम लोग अंधेरे में, तो अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था। बच्चे लोग को पढ़ाई के लिए वो दिवा, केरोसिन का दिवा जला के बच्चे लोग को पढ़ते, वो पढ़ाई करने के लिए भी बच्चे लोग झगड़ा करते थे, क्योंकि उसका दिवा नहीं, उसके उजाले से एक आदमी बैठ सकते, एक बच्चा बैठ सकता है उसके। लेकिन 2-3 बच्चे होंगे तो उसको पढ़ाई करने के लिए एक दिवा, और वो केरोसिन भी उस टाइम पे, अभी तो केरोसिन भी बंद हो गया। उस टाइम पे 5 लीटर केरोसिन मिल रहा था, अभी तो वो भी तो बंद हो गया, अभी वो भी मिल रहा है।
इधर से बोरीवली दिखता है, इधर
हाँ,
से तो उधर सब लाइट जगमग करता है, तो आप लोगों को कैसा लगता था?
हम लोग को ऐसा लगता है कि हम लोग का लाइट आएगा तो अच्छा लगेगा, लेकिन इधर हम लोग कितना लाइट के बारे में कितना ये किया, लेकिन किसी ने, जो कोई वोटिंग के लिए आता था वो लोग बोलता था हम लोग लाइट लाएगा गाँव में, फंसा कि हम लोग वोटिंग मांग के लेता था, लाइट नहीं लाता। चलते चलते जाता है और इधर शाम को आता है, अंधेरे में दीवा लगाता है, नाव चपाटी विपाटी बनाता है। मुश्किल मिला हम लोग को आने जाने में, रास्ता भी बहुत इतना डेंजर था ना रास्ता, हम लोग को इतना रास्ता था, पत्थर में से हम लोग रात में आता था, ऐसा अंधेरे में हम लोग को टॉर्च भी नहीं, अंधेरे में हम लोग अंदाज से आते थे, हम लोग को एक अंदाज हुआ था कि कैसे किधर पैर डालने का.
वर्ष झाले लाईटच्या प्रयत्न करायचं तर लाईट द्यायचं ना, आता समोर लाईट आली.
हमको लगा नहीं था कि इधर कभी बिजली आएगी.
70 साल के बाद हम लोग को ये लाइट मिली.
कैसा लग रहा है?
हमको अभी अच्छा लग रहा है. हम लोग के लिए अभी सबके लिए बहुत अच्छा बात हुई है और बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है अभी, क्योंकि 70 साल के बाद भारत देश स्वतंत्र हो के अब 70 साल से ज्यादा ही हो गए, लेकिन हम लोग को अभी लग रहा है कि हम लोग भी अभी कोई स्वतंत्र का हम लोग को ये मिला है, दर्जा मिला है, ऐसा लग रहा है. अभी कितना सा 4 पीढ़ी गए यहाँ पर हम लोग, 4 पीढ़ी के बाद हम लोग को ये लाईट मिली.
आता लाईट जर आली तर काही पण आपण बिझनेस करू शकतो या लाईट मध्ये. जरी कोणाला कोंबडी पालन करायचं असेल, कोणाला मच्छी व्यवसाय करायचा असेल, कोणाला 10-15-20 झाडं लावायची असेल, त्याला आपण पाणी सुद्धा बोरवेलनं घालू शकतो. काही खूप फायदा झाला.
बरं वाटते. लाईट नव्हती तर आम्ही लय टेन्शन मध्ये होतो. आता लाईट आली तर म्हणजे मुलांचा अभ्यास करतात आणि असं म्हणजे आता कोणाकडे कायच नव्हतं, टीव्ही नाही होती, काय नाही. आता म्हणजे लाईट आली तर सर्व काय म्हणजे घ्यायला लागत.
पहले हम लोग जल्दी जल्दी खाना बनाते थे और जल्दी अंधेरे से पहले बना देते थे खाना. अभी लेट बना सकते हैं हम लोग खाना.
Mosquito doesn't bite us because we have fan.
आता माझी एवढी मोठी पोरं झाली का मला वाटलं नाही का आता मी जाणार माझीमध्ये, पण लाईट येईल असं काय वाटतच नव्हतं.
खूप लाईट आणि पाणी हे माणसांची दोनच वस्तू एक जीवाचे जीव मिळून असेच आहे की लाईट आणि पाणी माणसाला पहिला जीवनासाठी आता पाहिजे. ते नसलं तर माणूस जीवनामध्ये काहीच माणसाचा फायदा नाही.
हम लोग को अभी पानी का प्रॉब्लम है, पानी और बिजली तो समझो हम लोग को मिल गई. और हाँ, यहाँ पर अभी पानी का है और ये रास्ता भी जो टूटा है, ये रोड बनना मांगता है. और आगे एक गांव में स्कूल होना मांगता है बच्चे लोग को, स्कूल का एक ये और एक दवाखाना, ये इसका सुविधा हम लोग को मिलना चाहिए.
पहले लाइट आने का फर्क था तो अभी ऐसा लग रहा है कि पहले से अभी अच्छा उजाले में आ गए हम लोग.
Yeah, so that is a film of a small village called Janjarpada in Mumbai, near Mumbai, which got electricity first time after 72 years of independence. And this was done by immediately after we took over from Reliance. And you can imagine what change it brought to the life of those people. So we were talking to this guy, young guy over there, who lives in that village, who did his studies from Mumbai, school in Mumbai. And then eventually he started working in WNS Global BPO. And he says that I work in this BPO, big tower, completely air-conditioned office, lights all over the place. And then I finish my job and come back to my village. I feel so bad about the people of my village that there is no electricity. They are living like this. They don't have light to study also. And he said what Adani Group has done by providing electricity to the people of this village is something that they can never forget in life. So this is what we're talking about. This is just an example of one such village of the country. Prime Minister's vision of becoming energy surplus or making a energy powerhouse, India making an energy powerhouse, is going to empower a lot of people like this, right? People in the remotest village of this country will be able to study, will be able to do their day-to-day work at night. The day doesn't end when the sun sets, the day goes on, the way we live life in the bigger cities here, right? So that's how the energy business is not just contributing to the large-scale industry, but also people of this country. I'll go back to my presentation. Gas distribution business, power generation business, solar manufacturing business. So solar manufacturing facility is what we have in Mundra today. As Hiren said, you will get an opportunity to see this fantastic facility that we have, which is working on robotics, world-class technology that we have over there. We have a capacity of 1.5 gigawatt as we speak, but we are going to scale this up to 3 gigawatt. So that solar manufacturing facility Mundra will become a 3 gigawatt facility in coming few years. Agri Fresh business and Agri Adani Wilmar are two businesses which are part of our agri businesses. Adani Wilmar, you guys know, it's an FMCG product. We started with oil and then we got into multiple other products. I'm sure most of you would have not heard anything about Agri Fresh business. And this is a fantastic business, not by the business, but the business model itself is giving a great opportunity to the people of Himachal Pradesh. It has transformed that region. There's a lot of exploitation used to happen of the cultivators in that region because there was no storage facility, right? I mean, Apple is a seasonal business. In the season, you get the products and then you have to dump it in the market. And because it's a seasonal product and farmers will have to sell it before they are rotten, they were not getting the best rate and middlemen used to take the advantage of that. So we were the first company in India to introduce controlled atmosphere technology. And what it did was that farmers got fair rates, very transparent policy, payment straight gets into their bank account, no middleman in between, and they get money as per the market rate, not by a rate which is decided by the third party. They can store their apples in this storage facility, and then this is given to the consumers throughout the year, right? We get apple throughout the year. We don't get it during one season only. That's because of the storage facilities like this. And let me show you a small film on this, that how it has transformed the lives of farmers in Himachal Pradesh.
जब से हमें होश वास में है तब से लेकर आज तक सियोरी खेती करते आ रहे हैं। इससे पहले हमें जब तक अदानी नहीं था तब तक हमें मार्केटरी ताईक बहुत झमेला करना पड़ो। कोबड़े कम कीमतों दे बेचो, कभी ज्यादा कीमतों दे बेचो, फिर नगद पैसे मिलते नहीं। जिन्हें जिन्हें अदानी दे सेव दीते तीनों पैसे टेंशन नहीं रहे, देशो सेव छोड़ो, शाम को अदानी रहनियो तई बेचो, न भाव पूछने पड़ते अदानी वाले, जो भाव एक ही माछो से बदे माछो को, और खुद अपने आप से पैसे हमारे खाते दे फेंको। अदानी फार्म पी के हमारी ताई दूरो दूरो दो साइंटिस्ट बाजे कैंपो लाए हमारे बगीचे दे, तो बीमारी दी ताई भी अमुक सुझाव दीते, दवाइयां भी दीती अमुक। 2018 दे एक स्कीम तो ने एंटी हेल नेटोरे जाली लाई, मच्छे जाली लाई। अदानी फार्म पी को वाले फ्री होता एक डॉक्टर रहवा दो, अब तेरे एक ही वही हमारे इलाके दे गाड़ी आओ। बदौलत से रही अपने छोटू अच्छे अच्छे स्कूलों दे पढ़ाने के भी रहे, कोई इंजीनियर बन लगा, कई बच्चे बाहर भी जा रहे हमारे इलाके दो। मच्छे आप अपने गोरो बढ़िया बढ़िया टेम लो, तो तई तो बढ़िया सुविधा कहाँ चाहिए, कमाए बाद सियोर ही पैसे मच्छे उनते कर लो।
So this was a story of one farmer, but there are thousands of other farmers who are benefited like this, this one farmer story that we had in this film. Defense and aerospace is a very new business in the portfolio, started about 2 years back only. We have a JV with Israel company called Elbit to manufacture drones. And this facility is in Hyderabad. We inaugurated last year. We also recently announced a JV with Airbus, wherein we're going to take care of service and maintenance. It's an Asia Pacific level agreement that we are going to take care of all their service and maintenance of all Airbus products. And what growth we had in defense business, considering that we just got into it, is fairly good. Natural resources is a business where we have our mines in India, Indonesia, and Australia. We are the largest coal importer and coal traders of the country, and we are also into bunkering. So 50% of bunkering fuel supply. Let me tell you what is bunkering. So when the ships are sailing, they stop at one particular location to refill the fuel. And this is done using bunkers, which are set at a remote location in the sea, a little away from the port. So they don't have to come till the port, but fuel is given to them at this particular point, either through smaller carrier or through a point over there. And similar bunkers are there at airports also to give fuel to the flights. So that bunkering business is also pretty big. 50% of market share is with us, which is a part of natural resources business. And airports, which is a very recent, Ahmedabad, Trivandrum, Lucknow, Mangalore, Guwahati, and Jaipur is what we've got recently. And Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Mangalore will start from this year. Adani Capital and Adani Housing especially deals with micro, small and medium scale businesses. And this is also a very powerful business model. And I don't have some of the videos and case study with me, but imagine a person gets a loan to buy a commercial vehicle, to buy a tempo, and that becomes his living for the life, for his family, right? And we have pretty liberal policies over there. Is a business which is truly empowering people to be on their own. And there are thousands of such small businesses that Adani Capital has helped. Similarly with housing finance, especially in a country like India, we work hard throughout our life. Most of middle class, lower middle class people work really hard and spend most of their earning in setting up a house where we live. And that means a lot. And Adani Housing Finance help people to build their dream home, right? So that's also pretty much aligned with the interest of people of our country. Realty business, I told you very briefly about our presence in Mumbai, Noida, Delhi, and Pune. Shantigram is one of the largest projects that we have. Similar projects are coming up in or already there in Pune and Noida also. Mumbai also is one place where we are coming up with multiple projects. This has commercial and residential both. Adani Renewable Australia. So in Australia portfolio, I spoke to you about port, mining and railway, but renewables is also a part of. So we've already started setting up. One project is already operational of 65 megawatts in Australia, and there are more coming up. And venturing into new businesses, data center, you will hear very soon. We are launching in the market. You will hear more about data center, which is very critical for a country like India, because today India is relying on data centers not residing in India. Most of the data of this country is not residing in our country because we don't have adequate infrastructure, and data is the next currency, right? Data is the new oil. And it is very important that we have adequate infrastructure of data centers in the country so that data of this country stays within our country and it doesn't go out. Road, metro, rail, and water is one more project. Some of the projects have already started in road business. We're bidding for multiple projects in metro and rail. And these are some of our partners in different businesses. Airbus, I told you about. IOCL is in Adani Gas. Wilmar is in Fortune. Total JV is in our renewable business and port business both. BAFS is again our partner in port business, and Elbit part of our defense business. Adani Foundation is very active for last many years. I think there's some great work that Adani Foundation is doing, the team over there is doing. There are 4 core areas that we work on, which is education, community health, rural infrastructure development, and sustainable livelihood. These are core work areas. Whatever we do is around this area. And in addition to this, there are some flagship projects that we have which are doing really great at a national level. One is Swachhagrah, wherein we make young kids going to school champions of Swachhagrah because they are the torch bearers. We don't go and clean things. We create, this project was launched with an idea to create a culture of cleanliness. And we thought that time that kids becoming the brand ambassador of project like this is the way to go, because when a small kid is educated, I'm sure that entire family and neighborhood, everybody will be educated because they are the future of this country. And this project has reached out to almost all the regions across the country. Suposhan is a project, so malnourished kid is a very challenging issue of this country. And it's not only because the food is not available. Sometimes the food is available, but the awareness of nutrition is not there amongst the community. So Sanginis are the volunteers that we have in Suposhan project, who takes up this challenge of educating the community, make them aware of good food. They partner with government. Government also has a lot of programs, plus there are initiatives from our side. So what they do is they become a bridge between what is available and the community and spread that awareness, which is also doing some great work. Saksham is our skill development program. So skill is very important. And I mean, to give you a recent example of COVID crisis, the way we function and most of the business that we function are going to change. And it is not only going to impact educated people, it is also going to impact the laborers and workers. And it is very important for each one of us, including educated to the labor class, to upgrade ourselves and learn new skills. And this program, this initiative Saksham, is truly aligned with that vision of empowering the youth and skilling them, the youth of this country. Udaan is a project, a very interesting project. So this project was started with a story of our own chairman. So when chairman was a young kid, he had visited Kandla port, and that became an inspiration for him. And because he could see such large scale infrastructure, he thought that one day I will also set up something like this. And with that idea, taking that story forward, we launched this program called Udaan, wherein we take the kids on an exposure tour. Because to think big, you also need to witness such large scale, right? And when you witness that, you will realize that what is possible for a human being, what one dream can achieve. And with that idea, we launched this program wherein we started with Mundra initially, because Mundra is where we have multiple projects and multiple businesses. But now we started in other locations also, that we take kids for an exposure tour with an idea that something like this, which sparked to young Gautam Adani can spark to other kids, and they become future entrepreneurs of this country tomorrow. And that's a statement from our chairman. The last slide, and we open to Q&A. If anybody has a question, I'm happy to take here. Any question, guys?
Satyam. Does anyone have any questions with respect to what just has been presented by Satyam?
So my presentation was largely around Adani Group to understand who we are. If you have any questions around that, if you have any questions beyond that, I'm happy to take the questions.
Prem, there are a few questions in the chat. You might want to look at them.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay. In fact, we do have some questions here.
So there's one question.
So Krishan Katyal generally, he wants to know the how do we tangibly see the brand value on company valuations and market valuations?
There are studies which are done, right? And there are companies who specialize in this. So there are two different kinds of studies which are done. One is to know brand valuation, and there are separate companies and there are separate methods to know what is the value of a brand. And there's something called brand positioning. For that, there are different. So one is to know what is the sentiment of a brand. There are specialized agency which will tell you that how are you known amongst different segments, different regions across India. And when people talk about Adani, what is the first thing comes in their mind, which is to know sentiments around the brand. And brand valuation is a separate exercise and different methodologies wherein a lot of things are taken into consideration: business performance, future plans, and 100 other things, which is to do with financials, which also includes how your brand is seen and perceived in the larger masses.
Right. We have a question also from Barkha, and she generally wants to know about agri business, how the business grows more, the plan for it.
So obviously we have this silo business which is in Punjab and Haryana today. We have this farm pick business, agri fresh business, which is in Himachal Pradesh today. One is about scaling this up. We also have this agri silo business in other region like Mumbai, Maharashtra. Scaling this up so that farmers across the country can take use of this facility, and we don't directly deal with the farmers because we have to go by the channel. So our agreement is with the government. So farmer gives their grain products to the government and it comes over here. So that's how a vertical growth is what business is looking at, having more such facilities. Right now we have 7 facilities across India. How do we have more facilities so that it can reach out to more farmers? Wilmar, as I told you, is going to add more and more products in their portfolio, which is directly going to impact the farmers of this country, because a lot of procurement is from the farmers directly. Earlier, the policy was that any procurement, the large corporate cannot do direct procurement from the farmers. The procurement has to be done through government designated agencies and bodies. That rule has been changed very recently, late 2019. Now, this allows corporates to directly procure from the farmer which means less middlemen, which means farmers will get more money. So this is one more way wherein our business is going to benefit the farmers of this country. Farm Pick is in Himachal, and I don't think we are looking at anything beyond Himachal. And Agri Logistics as a business, the larger logistics network will help more and more farmer and more agri products in terms of logistics from one place to another place. So these are the plans in agri business.
Okay. There's one very interesting question actually, from Utsav. He has framed this question very nicely. He wants to know which is one word, that we can choose that made Adani Group's rapid rise. He's talking about the core values actually. Satyam.
See, values is what I already told you about: courage, trust, and commitment. It's very difficult to answer this in one word. It's about the DNA of the organization, aspirations of the organization. The DNA of this organization is speed, scale, and quality. Speed of execution, quality of execution at a scale at which we operate. When it comes to setting up a power plant, because India has a larger challenges, and to address those big challenges, you need large scale implementation. When you're talking about making this country energy surplus, you can't only talk about small projects, right? While small projects are also important, which is why the first solar power project that we launched was world's largest at Kamuthi, right? When we started a first thermal power plant, it was world's largest. So it is that DNA of the company, and it is that vision that whatever we want to do should be aligned with nation's interest and nation priority. To answer your question.
True. In fact, in a way, this also answers a question by Robin. He wanted to know the employment possibility in the solar businesses, with respect to the current situations of the economy.
Lot of job opportunities. The recent announcement that we made of SECI, where we made an announcement of where we got an award to set up 8 gigawatts of solar energy, talks about 4 lakh employment to 4 lakh people, which is a huge number. So it's going to create a lot of opportunity, the renewable sector, wherever we go in India or abroad.
True. Very true. Okay. So Satyam, there are some more questions, I believe, but then, we already are almost closing, our session right now. We are almost, touched our clock of 75 minutes. We'll take these questions, all of you, and you will receive, your answers in the coming days whenever we have experts from different group businesses who are going to come down and address the batch. Very well explained about all our group businesses, core values, as well as brand positioning by Satyam today. Satyam, we would love to have you more around.
Sure. When things are back to normal and you guys are here in Ahmedabad, I would definitely want to see you guys. And that time today, while my session was more around knowing the Adani Group, I can talk about my core expertise, which is communication, branding, brand positioning, and maybe a little about what we do in sports. So looking forward to see you guys soon.
Absolutely. In fact, just to let everyone know here that our global headquarters, Adani Group headquarters, is in Ahmedabad, inside of the Shantigram township. The institute campus, I'm just stating it for a lot of other people who may not have yet seen the campus. We have a lot of students from outside Gujarat, from across the country. The institute campus is pretty much inside the Shantigram township, roughly about 300 meters away from the global headquarters. And in a way, the entire group, the resources, senior management professionals, and the entire group leverage is something which is very beneficial to all our students of the institute. And you will see many of them coming and addressing you, many of them taking classes and delivering a lot of expert talks to the students in the coming days and coming months. So we wrap up the session right now. This session, I will see all of you today at 2:40 p.m. There is a session by Dean Professor Devang Desai starting at 3 o'clock. Make sure you join about 10 minutes before, and make sure to join the right link. All right. And 3 to 4:15 is the time slot for today afternoon's session. And when Professor Devang Desai is going to talk about the infrastructure sector, which will be followed by a very interesting introduction of all AIM faculty. All right. So see you again in the afternoon. All right. Thank you.
See you guys.
Satyam, thank you so much for coming. Yeah.
Anytime. All right. See you guys. Bye.
And one announcement, just to make an announcement to all of you who are present here, very quick announcement. All of you have received your institute email IDs. I am sure you must have received an email about your institute email IDs. Your institute email IDs have been created, and correct, right? So I believe you have received the SOP also to activate your email IDs.
Yes.